Hey guys, how's it going? DR Guitars back with an actual video. What do you know? It can be done. So, what do we got on tap? Well, I got an idea thanks to my buddy Guitar Hack. Let's do a little comparison. We're not trying to see which is better or worse. It's just maybe not even what sounds better. What sounds different? How do some of these different guitars sound? Yeah, in case you didn't know, I have a new acquisition. It's right there. You can just see the top of the headstock. We'll just take a peek. There it is. It's the 70's Gibson Flying V. And so what we're going to do is we're going to compare several different guitars, just kind of A/B, just to see how different they sound. I'm going to be using Helix, and as you can see, this is currently the patch we're going to start with. It's just a very simple patch. We've got an amp, which is the Brit Plexi. We've got a 412 1960 T75 cabinet and a little bit of plate reverb. That's it. Just as simple a patch as we can get. And as I change different patches, I'll come back to this and show you what we're doing. The whole idea here is we're gonna do basically an A, B, and C. This guitar here, the Firebird right there, and the Les Paul right there. One of the things I noticed last night after I pulled this thing out of the box and was playing it, it had a lot of that. It reminded me a lot of Les Paul, just sonically. So what better way to do that than the ABC? Let's see how these different guitars sound. Nothing scientific here. I'm just going to try and play the same riffs. And I'm sure you've heard me play them before, so nothing new here. But what I'm going to try to do is play each riff the same on each guitar, same patch through Helix. Everything, all things, kind of being equal there. So I'm not going to mess with anything. I'm not going to add anything in post. I'm just going to edit the video down, edit the dead spots out, and we'll see how this turns out. Hope you enjoy it. Strap in. So something I forgot to mention before was, so what are we dealing with as far as pickups here? So this guitar here has the 70's Burstbucker Tribute pickups, which kind of remind me a little bit of a T-top. There's a lot more low end in these than a lot of the T-tops that I've heard over the years. So the Firebird has the Gibson ceramic mini humbuckers, and the Les Paul there has Burstbucker 1 and 2. So these are, if I'm not mistaken, these are Alnico 5 magnets, so ceramic magnets and Alnico 2 magnets. So we're going to hear just a smorgasbord of different sounds, and how each set of pickups reacts to whatever we're pushing them through. So again, we're not trying to do anything really scientific. It's just which one how does this sound versus how does this sound versus how does this sound. And then, again, it's not a does it sound better, does it sound worse, does it sound it's totally up to the listener to decide which one they prefer, but that's not the intended purpose of this. So are we ready? We'll start off with the 70's Flying V, and here we go. And we'll just start off with, we'll start off each one. We'll just play just a few open chords, and we'll start neck position each time, neck, middle, bridge on each guitar. And again, what I'm going to do in editing is I'm going to try and put these back to back to back, so we can see, we just hear the difference. Okay, so neck position on the 70's V. So that was the neck position in all three guitars. Now we'll go to the middle position in all three guitars. And by the way, everything's on 10. I don't have any volume or any tone rolled off on any of these. So what you hear is what you hear. Now I know somebody's going to say, well, you should have done it on a clean channel. Okay, so we'll do it again. We'll do it on a clean patch. How's that? Make everybody happy? Really, that should have been done on a clean patch anyway, so who's counting? So you guys are right. So here we go. So anyway, here's the patch we're going to use for the cleaner. I should say it's not completely clean, it's not squeaky clean, but it's a lot cleaner than the previous patch. You can see we've got a few things going on here, a few more things. So this is just a modulation, a distortion, but these are both, as you can see, they're both disabled, as is the delay. So we're amp, which is the Huat 100, which is the DR103 high watt amp, a Huat 412 100 watt speakers cabinet, which is the Fane, basically Fane Purple 412 cabinet, and same plate reverb as we used before. So that's what we're using for sound bites number 2. And again, we'll be starting up on the neck position on each guitar, and we'll do the same order. So V, Les Paul, and Firebird. So let's play a couple of different riffs. I think going forward, what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to play a riff, try and play the same riff on each guitar. I'll, just like before, I'll show you the patch that I'm using and beforehand, and we'll play the same riff on each guitar. Probably just going to stick in the bridge position if I had to guess. You know me, bridge pickup wide open. So let's see what that sounds. Okay, so here we are, and we're gonna stick on this patch that I call stank, because it's just got a little bit of stank on it. So at this point, I have enabled the Dallas range, or the deranged master, aka the Dallas ranged master, and you can see the settings here. I've bumped up the gain just a touch here on the who-watt. I'm about 7, a little over 7. Cab stays the same, reverb stays the same. So all I've done between the last version of this, or the last time I showed you this, was I pulled the gain up or the drive up just a little bit and engaged the drive here. And here is what we sound like. All right, so we're gonna play a little riff here. I'm sure you all know it. So we'll play a little on each guitar, and then we'll come back. We'll change patches. We'll start kind of stepping up through the gain settings. We'll do a couple on each one. Okay, so we're back. Now we've got a little higher gain setting here. You can see our amp here is an AC30 basically. We've got the old deranged master going there. Believe we got a little bit of chorus lit up there and a little bit of delay. And yeah. So here we go. Okay, and our next one, we're even a little higher gain. As you can see, this is definitely an Iron Maiden patch. We got a good bit going on here. So looks like we've got a noise gate, we've got a compressor, we've got a Minotaur, which is the Centaur, Clone Centaur. We have the Cali 4 lead, excuse me. We have a special IR here. We have a volume, and we have a chorus and chamber reverb. So that's what we've got going on this patch. So let's see what it sounds like. So here we are with my final thoughts. Well, what my final thoughts are, it goes like this. I believe, at least from what I hear, that the Flying V sonically is very close to a Les Paul. The neck pickups, they both have that bell ring. The middle, they both have that bell and that bite, and then the bridge, they both have the bite. Now, all things aren't equal here. We're talking, Alnico 5s versus Alnico 2. So you're going to get a different sound profile. You're also talking probably some different winds, maybe even different pickup wire. So yeah, they're not equal, and they're not going to sound exactly the same. And that's any two guitars you pull off a shelf. There's going to be variations in the electronics that they makes them just sound a little different. So there's that. But I think you can understand why I said earlier in the video that the V really reminded me, or why I said in my live stream in my live stream when I unboxed the V, that it reminds me a lot of a Les Paul sonically. It has a lot of similar characteristics. Again, the pickups aren't the same, so we can't, it's not exactly the same, but it's pretty darn close. This isn't a review of the V. This isn't a review of the Les Paul. This isn't a review of the Firebird. This is just kind of my thoughts. I knew what to expect with the Firebird. I've played it enough. I've played it long enough, and I know what it sounds like. And especially in most of the patches that we played through, I just knew what to expect. The Firebird, the pickups have a little lower output. They don't. So you get a volume drop when you switch to those, but they're minis, and they're fine. They just have a different voice. So let me know what you guys think. Which one, did you think the V sounded close to the Les Paul? Do you think you could pass off a V for a Les Paul sound? I mean, to my ears, I think you can. And so what did you guys think of the V if you're comparing it to the other two guitars? Let me know. Comment down below. And if you feel so inclined, just click that little subscribe button there and ring the little bell. And the rare event that I actually make a video, you'll get notified. Or when I do go live, you'll get the memo. All right, gang. Like I always say, be good, or be good at it. If you can't be good, always be good at it. Take care.